Hey, what's up, my uplifting life partners? This is Ron Simplified Myers. Today, I wanted to come talk to you about the topic provide, protect, and caring. This deals around the concept because you hear it all the time. A man's job is to provide and protect. Never any conversation about actually caring. And so I'm gonna break these down into different conversations. The provide part. I've shared conversations in the past about people are still living in the old days where women pretty much stayed at home, men worked. Therefore, they were the providers because if they weren't bringing in the income, then no income is coming in. So of course they're the providers. What happened and this goes way back in time. You're talking about World War II, when women were forced into the workplace because the men went to war. And to keep the economy and neighborhoods and all that running, women went out into the workforce. So therefore, women had to actually do the providing. When the men came back, a lot of women didn't want to go back to the old ways, which is, I'm going to stay home and allow you to just provide. Some of them understood that I could get in the same situation again, and why would I put myself in that position? And then some ladies just enjoy the ideal of being able to provide for themselves, or some people found something that they enjoyed doing, so they wanted to do it. Bottom line is, so women were in the workplace and starting to provide for themselves. And bring it to today, to where you're at a point where a lot of women are making great income. I think you've heard me say before, I had read somewhere they were talking about 1 in 3 marriages, the woman is earning more income than the husband. And they're saying about 45% of millionaires today are women. So we got to deal with the real times, and the real times are saying women are earning income. And depending on where you live, especially if you're here in Southern California, you're usually going to need 2 incomes to live a nice lifestyle. If you want to live in the hood in a dangerous area, yeah, you can live with that philosophy. The man gonna work and the woman gonna stay home. Now, don't. There are guys that are still making great money that they can't provide. The challenge is a lot of speakers are out here talking like that's a majority of guys. It's not. Majority of guys have regular jobs that they're barely making ends meet, and chances are they live in an apartment. Then when the young lady that they find to take this walk with them in life put their incomes together, they can move into a nice arena. So this, it's a myth, and we keep teaching it though as if we're in the caveman days. Me man, I provide. Yeah, okay. Some places, like I said, guys are earning that kind of income, and you're fortunate to do it. But if you have ladies as a general rule running out looking for those guys, you're in for a long wait, because there's not a lot of guys that are in that position. Majority of guys are making an average income and can have a good lifestyle. I mean, pay bills and stuff, but they're not going to live an exotic life or what people have been taught. What's the real American dream? They're not going to do that. They're not making that kind of money, and then together, hopefully, they can live a portion of that dream. The protecting part. Most guys are not guys that are looking to fight, want to fight. They will avoid fights. So this protection, again, goes back to like a caveman type mentality. Me protect home. Most guys are not looking to get into conflicts. They're going to avoid it. Most women are not, even though you hear, I'm looking for the bad boy. Think about this. We've heard it said many times. In high school, women want to marry the jocks, the athletes, the ones who have the name. Later, as they start to mature, they go look for, quote unquote, the nerd. Most people, when you think of the nerd, and they're usually saying they look for the nerd because they're looking for some guy now who's actually earning income and living a good lifestyle that's headed in a direction that you can see this is someone that can, what we just talked about, provide for the family. And even if not provide by themselves, at least you have a good foundation to work from. The providing, the protection part, again, When you think of nerds, you're not thinking of the rough and rugged guy. So that would be a conflict with the conversation that they're looking for this guy to protect them. The women that usually, from what I've seen, that are usually looking for the rough guys, the intimidating guys, the guys of a lot of them sometimes it's because of who they are. They're the ones that are always in conflict. They're the ones who talk pretty strong out there and put themselves in danger's way because of their conversations. To be blunt, their mouth. And they get themselves in a lot of trouble. And they need that support to back them. And a lot of times it's women that have just come from rough environments. And so they're looking for a guy who can handle or feel protected, that if they're in that environment, they feel safe. So in that case, you do have some ladies that are looking for the protection, but again, it's the thought process of what they were brought up in and what they saw. And so their definition of a guy is someone who's tough and can handle the neighborhood. So I've had this conversation, me and my cousin, we always, because she's talking about, I'm looking for a refined thug. So in other words, she wants the rough guy, but he has a business mindset. And I told her, I said, well, what you got to understand, if he comes from that environment and he's successful, and I'm not talking about, basically I'm saying if he had that mindset and he's financially well off right now in a traditional business, I'm not talking about being a gangster rapper or something where they can still live that lifestyle they're living in, and they're still earning income. I'm talking about the traditional person that goes out. If he's a professional, he's not still with that same mindset as far as the way he carries himself, because the fact is he's, as she said, refined. So you're not going to see that part of him, which is what you're asking for. You want him to be the rough guy, but he's going to change. He's going to shed that, because the fact is he understands there's a different way to handle myself and a different way to present myself, and I don't have to carry myself in that way, because what am I protecting myself from? That's the reason, I guess, for me, the protection is always funny, because it's like, what are they protecting you from? You guys shouldn't be in environments where you feel like your life's in danger, so therefore you need like a bodyguard with you. And in terms of, if you did present that, people go, well, I want to make sure if I get in that position that they're going to be there. Well, the reality is all human beings, once cornered, will fight for survival, if that's your conversation. So anyway, the provide, we address the protection. That's on you if you're really looking for someone. But let's get to this caring conversation. Never are the guys talked about the caring aspect. See, because a lot of guys believe that if I go out and I provide, which we're talking about, and they are the guys that are well off financially, and I'm making great income, so I have a great place where my family can live, my wife can stay home, if that's what you guys choose. But the bottom line is I am the main provider. Then they mistakenly believe that's caring, because they've been taught the way. I know certain cultures that the way you show your family you love them is the material things. I believe it's a bad philosophy. I think it eliminates the caring aspect, because I've seen these people that live in nice homes, but no communication, no love, and well, guys I believe love is accept people as they are, but the intimacy, the warm environment, you don't see that, where you walk in the home and you just go, I'd love to be a part of something like this, because the caring is not there. Why? Because they spend so much time chasing the exterior stuff that they're never present to actually care. And if they are, they've been taught to have this macho image, and they kind of have like a standoffish thing from their kids. I'm the man of the house, and I'm not here to be your friend. There's a lot of people that believe that mentality. I tell people, why can't you be their friend? You said your wife is your best friend. She's also your wife. Well, she's an adult. What they got to do with somebody being your friend, whether they're an adult or not? Your kid can be your best friend, and I think if you're wise counsel, you would have them as your best friend. Because as a best friend, that means they'll come to you when they have challenges and they have concerns. If they look at you as that parent who I have to separate, guess who they go to get their information from? Their friends. And then you wonder why you get shocked later when you find out things that your kids are doing and go, oh, I had no idea. Because you don't have a relationship with them. You don't have that caring aspect. That's where the friend part comes in. When your kid can see that you actually care. Disciplining your kids is a part of the growth pattern. Disciplining your kids doesn't mean you care. A lot of times people are disciplining because of the image that they feel it will put upon them. If their kids out here doing stuff, all of a sudden you're looked at as a bad parent. So they're really trying to protect their image, and it's not because they're more concerned with caring about the child. And so for me, the caring aspect is just that. Do you have a relationship with your kid? Does your kid actually know dad loves me, mom loves me? No ifs, ands, or but about it. I know they're here to support me mentally, aside from the exterior physical stuff. Caring is very crucial, and it's the same thing in relationships with your spouse. Your partner has to know that you care. And that's where you guys know I've talked about it, and that's a whole different video where you talk about finding out your partner's needs, their desires, and then giving those things to them to add value to your relationship. Because it's not your job. It's a myth. It's not your job to make them happy, because only they can do that. But you can add value to them and to the relationship by showing the caring aspect and finding out what it is that they're looking for, and then do your best to supply those things to them. So that's kind of my take on the provide. Again, in most cases, you're going to need, especially if you're living in California, you're going to need both of you to put your money together to provide for a good lifestyle. This is not about this old role thought process, the man being the provider and the man being the income earner and all that. The goal is, let's figure out what works in our relationship. And if the woman makes more, who cares? Quit listening to these people that have relationships that don't work, trying to make you believe that if the man's not making more income, then there's something wrong with your relationship. The key is find out what works for your relationship. She may have a career that pays more. As simple as that. But anyway, I did a video specifically on that too. And you guys go through my videos so you can find that. But the bottom line there is, this is about, as a team, figuring out what's best for us. Let's work together as a unit. You use your talents, I use my talent, where they fit best to help us get where we want to go. And we're not sitting here playing this role game that people have created to tell us what a man is, what a woman is. And they are roles. And I've talked about that too in videos. But anyway, I hope you guys understand. It ain't right. It ain't wrong. It is my opinion. Please share this video with others. And if you haven't gotten a chance to watch my other videos, take a time and watch those also. And if you're not on my YouTube channel and you're hearing this, it's Ron's U, the letter U, channel.com. Again, Ron's U channel.com. And check out all my videos. And as you guys know, if you're not having fun, you should be doing something else. Learn to care more, because as I've said before, you can have both. You can have the caring, and you can guide and protect and provide. You can do it all. It's not a one-way thing. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.